Hey guys, Nevin out on No Limit Hold'em. So this is actually something that I'm gonna do. I was gonna just do this for my study group, but I figure, there's probably enough of you guys now that are watching the YouTube stuff that it's kind of like an extended family, right? I wish we could get more commentary going, and I mean, I don't really care so much that there's, not like 5,000 subscribers, but I'd like the subscribers to just talk to each other and give me their thoughts. And actually, I might. Well, okay, so this is also going to serve then as a message to my homies in the thread, in the WhatsApp thread. Um, yeah, I would really. I think it would be cool if some of the conversation happened on YouTube. I know a lot of these I link them specifically to the thread, so that wouldn't make a lot of sense. But it would be cool if you guys could maybe lead the way um, in, just starting a little bit of conversation um, around these Navanata No Limit Hold'em videos. That being said, this is something that normally would not be on the YouTube channel. It's going to be pretty casual, laid back. But what this is, we've been talking a lot in the group about variance and volatility and running bad because it seems like everybody hits some run bad all around the same time. I was like running super good for a bit, and then started running really bad, and so I kind of had some form of tilt. This is a form of tilt that really does plague me. It's always been kind of my personal nemesis. And what it is that I don't want to quit when I'm losing, but I am overly anxious to lock up a win and quit while I'm ahead. And I think Mike Carroll originally said that the dumbest question that any poker player can be asked is, why didn't you stop while you were ahead? It's like, because I was ahead is the answer. And it's a good answer. It's a fair answer. It's a fine answer. Um, you should not quit when you're ahead because usually there's a reason that you're ahead. And if you do what I do and try to lock up W's and then but play when you're losing and try to dig your way out and chase your losses, then what's going to end up happening over the course of your poker career is you're going to spend the maximum number of hours playing when the situation is the least profitable. And sometimes when you're behind, like at a disadvantage, and you're gonna put in the volume when you're in a bad situation, and you're going to number one, or I guess we'll say, and you're going to uh, put in a lot of hours while you're I'm sorry, you'll put in not as many hours when you're in a good situation. Like when you're winning and you're up a couple of buy-ins in even or especially a short period of time, that could mean a lot of things. But what it might mean is that you're winning and that there's a reason that you're winning, and that's not the best time usually to quit. Um, the other thing is, say B, you stop yourself from ever really taking the money off nasty. Like you never give yourself the opportunity to have those like 10 buy-in winning sessions. So true to form, last night, well, this morning, um, I finished a session and I really felt like I was, there was one guy the night before that I really felt like was really crushing me, owning me. This was No Limit. It was Heads Up NL20, NL10. It was NL10, NL20 the night before when I felt like I was getting crushed by a person, and I did have the wherewithal to quit him. No, it was NL20. Um, but it was like, wow, I can't believe that in NL20 there's players now that I really feel like are beating me in that they were like out exploiting me. They were like I would find what I thought was an imbalance, and I would go to attack it. And the moment I figured it out and went to attack it, it seemed like the guy was like always one step ahead, um, and exactly one step ahead. Now, I would move and adjust to exploit him, but I would end up in a spot where I ended up like 2 steps ahead, which when you're 1 step ahead, you're winning. When you're 2 steps ahead, you're leveling yourself, you know? It's that's one of those non-linear hierarchies, like the rock, paper, scissor effect. It's one of the places it comes up in No Limit Hold'em. It's like rock, paper, scissors, right? So if you're trying to, well, I'll just give you a real example. Um, a guy was checking back his showdown value, and he was c-betting a polarized range of like top pair plus and air. That's what it looked like. So when he was checking back, he would have some air, but then he'd have a lot of um, I don't know, second pair, ace highs, bottom pairs, and just mediocre hands. A lot of like weak to medium hands that were just going to either hope to get the showdown and win with like ace high, or um, call one time, like check back and deuce a bluff on the turn, and then fold river. So what I was doing then is I would bet the turn, kind of normal sized, like a little big, um, 2/3 pot to full pot, depending on the texture, and then bomb the river. And that worked, once. And then the second time I did it, I ran into just like a weak top pair, like a top pair with a weak kicker, and he did check that back and call down. He called even the overbet on the river. So then I decided, okay, well, if he's gonna do that, then I'm gonna take my hands that like either draws or combo draws, or hands that like um, well, in any case, I was going to look to exploit that fact, right? And one of the ways was to look for check raises on the turn that exactly don't mind when it goes check check on the turn. That's what I'm trying to explain. So I didn't bomb the turn. I checked the turn. Villain bet, and I check raised him, and he called. And then on the river, um, I picked up what was it, second pair. So I was, regardless of what I was planning to do, I checked and he bet small, and I decided to call him, and I found that he had checked back a set on the flop, and that was like my alarm bells going off. Like, oh my God, this guy's alive. He's alive. We've got thinking player alert here. So anyway, I quit him, but uh, he really, I feel like he owned me, you know. Like, not that that's the craziest thing ever, but it's like just the fact that I'm seeing it at NL20, you know, like guys that are really making big sweeping exploitative adjustments and counter adjustments. It was eye-opening to say the least. So last night though, or this morning, I started losing just because I felt like I was getting notched and sucked out on, and like I would have king high and try to check it down, and I'd check it all the way down against ace high, or I'd have like a second pair with medium kicker, and the guy would have second pair top kicker, and I would like uh, call exactly one street, and then when it goes check check on the river, I'm out of position, and I'm like, okay, I got this, and he's got it, and then like guys kept running their um, value hands into my bluff catchers, and I was running my bluffs into their bluff catchers, and it didn't look like I was exactly losing. I felt like I had a pretty good read on most of the guys I was playing against, but felt more like I was getting unlucky. So the question is, should we really think about quitting when we're getting unlucky, right? If we think we've got an edge. And I would say it depends on your emotional buildup and your makeup, you know. So yeah, anyway, I decided then to get back in there and put in a little bit more. Um, well, I got back to the grind, and I was playing NL25, and this was like maybe it started at 4:30 a.m. my time, and I think I eventually quit at 5:30 a.m. And I did go up quite a bit. I turned it around, but what I wanted to do, and this is going to end up being 2 videos, I wanted to go in and have a look at some of the play from when I stayed in and actually continued to play when maybe I shouldn't have. So this is going to be the first time that I've looked at these hands since I played them last night, and I want to go over um, what. I'm going to kind of in real time. I'm going to take a look at, break down my own play from a session that I won, but I'm not sure that I should have even been playing, and I'm sure that I was sloppy. I know I was tilted, I know I was a little irritated, tired, kind of fed up, right? So I was trying to, as I always try to, stay in that like zenful state, and I checked back in with the guys in the group and posted some audios and um, made some comments and kind of got my head back on straight. Then I went back in and started playing again, and I won, but I wonder if I can find anything in here that would be like evidence that, yeah, Navinad, you should be playing. Well, in this exact situation, you were playing your A game, and you're doing good at not tilting. You're good. Well, really, what I want to know is if I'm in a spot where mentally I'm thinking, like, yeah, I think I'm good to go. I think I can play. I think I'll have an edge. Then is it necessarily so? Could I be like convincing myself that I'm okay to play when I'm really not? And if you've never done this exercise, um, I think it's a good idea to do it. And if you've got a group, if you've got a coach, if you've got buddies and friends that you talk hands with, I think recording it, um, it's a good idea. And then you can throw it out there for people to take a look at and analyze and see what they think. So that's what I'm going to do. But I think actually that's just going to be the introduction video. There's, I don't know, I'll probably go for like 20-25 minutes in the fast fold game and just kind of see, we'll just kind of see what we see. So until next time, Navinata no limit hold on. Good quote, Luck, end quote, and wish me good quote, Luck, end quote. Namaste, bitches.